Hey guys, Magnus again. It's for another Bexo 9 video. It's been a while now, but I'm back again. Today I would just like to be telling you my favorite player from every MLB team. Even though it's been a while since the last baseball video, this is the updated one. Starting off with the NL West with the Texas Rangers. I went with Joey Gallo. Joey Gallo is always hitting bombs. That's a fact. Moving on to the Astros. I had to go with Yordan Alvarez. I know there's Jose Altuve, Carlos Correa, Alex Bregman, but you gotta go with Yordan Alvarez, man. Guy hits no shots. Then moving on to the Angels, I went with Mike Trout. Always has a positive attitude. Always is the best player out there on that field. Moving on to the A's, I went with Matt Chapman. He always, and I mean always, has his head in the game. Great third baseman. Last but not least, for the NL West, we're going to go with the Mariners. Mariners, nobody knows. I just got the first guy in my head. Trey Trammell. I don't know how you say his name. I don't even think he's that good. He's the best player on the Mariners. Moving on to the NL Central for the the Twins, yeah. I had to go with Josh Donaldson. I know there's Nelson Cruz and stuff, but Nelson Cruz, I mean, he is out of his prime. He's just getting a little old, but Josh Donaldson's, yeah, he's just up there. Moving on to the Royals, I went with Whit Merrifield because he seems to be like the best player on their Royals. Sorry. Moving on to, I believe, the U.S. White Sox. The White Sox surprisingly made it up to like top 10 this season, but you know who I'm going with, Yermont Mercedes. Dude, that guy's like the best DH everybody's ever seen. It was pretty funny, though, to see him pitch in that game where literally no pitch he had was literally over 80 miles an hour. It's the craziest thing ever. Then moving on to the Cleveland Indians, I did Jose Ramirez. I would have picked Lindor, but now he's on the Mets, so I can't really do anything about that now. But Jose Ramirez, great guy. Moving on to, I believe, last but not least, the Tigers. I believe this guy's name is Key Bidu. I don't know, but I heard that guy's pretty fast. I think he had a walk-off 2 nights ago, too, so congrats. Then moving on to the AL, it is the West, and we're on the Dodgers, and I went with Mookie Betts because if he was still on the Red Sox, I would have gone with him, but now I feel like he's probably in the top 5 best players on the Dodgers now, maybe top 3 actually. Moving on to the Padres, you know who I want to say, Fernando Tatis, man. That guy is totally going to be an all-star for 2021, man. Great shortstop, too, by the way, if you didn't know. Moving on to the Giants, we're going with Buster Posey. Like the Mariners, not many people follow the Giants, but Buster Posey's kind of always been that good catcher that they've had. Moving on to the Diamondbacks. I doubt anybody knows a player on the Diamondbacks because, well, if you know baseball, that's like the only team you probably don't know a player on. Sorry if you're a Diamondbacks fan watching this, but I just had to go with Eduardo Escobar. What did that guy have last year? Like 141 RBIs or something? Dude, that guy's raking it. Then I went to the Rockies, like the Mariners and stuff. Nobody follows, but Charlie Blackmon I gotta go with. Man, I think that's like the only good player on there. Moving on to, I believe, the AL Central, I'm going with the Cardinals. I really wish they had a better season this year, man. But like always, Paul Goldschmidt is my guy. Always Paul Goldschmidt. Guy's dropping bombs. Moving on to the Brewers, which has kind of been a heartbreaking season. They just aren't very good this year. Yelich isn't putting up that many numbers. I did Yelich. I was going to go with Colton Wong, but I'm like, Yelich probably takes that spot. Then moving on to the Reds, which are my favorite team. Dude, I got to go Jesse Winker, man. That guy drops bombs every single game. In fact, I'll be right back because I got something. This was when I went to the Reds-Cubs game. I'm just standing there waiting till the game was over. And Jesse Winker's like right by where I was sitting. So I go over, I'm like, hey, Jesse. He had like 2 pairs of batting gloves with him on, man. And he's like, what's up? And I'm like, can I please have one of your batting gloves? He's like, 1 sec. And he goes into the dugout. And he brings out a bat. I'm like, what? And then he handed me this bat. I'm like, bruh. Literally says, Jesse Winker, handcrafted for. That was insane. And this is a good memory to remember. That's a fact. But that's not the only reason why. I just love them. Then moving on to the Cubs, Anthony Rizzo. I was going to go with Jack Peterson or Chris Bryant. Jack Peterson just seems like a show-off. So I had to go with Rizzo, great first baseman. Famous move, sticking the ball in the pocket. That's what he did when they won the World Series. Then, last but not least, for the AL West, I believe, yeah. Or Central. Wait, I'm saying. Oh, sorry, yeah. AL Central. The Pirates. That was pretty embarrassing a couple nights ago when they played the Cardinals. And it was a perfect game till like the 7th inning. And then they scored like, 1 run, I think. I don't know how many. I just turned that game off the second I saw that. But I went with Jorge Gregory Polanco. Awesome player. I've seen him play with the Indianapolis Indians down in the minors. Great guy. Then moving on to the last division, the AL East. For the Nationals, I did Trey Turner. Really fast guy, man. That guy's probably faster than Billy Hamilton now. Billy Hamilton used to be super fast with the Reds, but I went with Billy Hamilton this time. Trey Turner, sorry. Because, well, Bryce Harper got traded to the Phillies and all that stuff. Then moving on to the Braves, I went with Ronald Acuna. Really good hitter, if you could ask me. Very good hitter. Then moving on to the Phillies, I did Bryce Harper because I feel like that first season when they paid him $2 million, over like $20 million or whatever, like biggest contract in sports for a sec. I just knew that second. But like the first 2 games, it was like the worst games he's ever played. Just no. And then this year he did good. But so I went with Bryce Harper. And then the last 2 teams. So for the Mets, I went with Francisco Lindor because that guy's doing pretty good. I would have gone, maybe I should have gone with Jacob deGrom, but well, Jacob deGrom does have a pretty good ERA too. So that guy's probably might win. What is it? The Cy Young, maybe. Yeah, over Jeremy, whatever his name is, Lynn or something. And then last but not least, for the Marlins, which nobody follows again, I went with Jazz Chisholm, I think. Chisholm, maybe. That guy, I love that guy's name. He's put up pretty good points this year, if you ask me. That is it to wrap it up. If you guys enjoyed this video, give this video a thumbs up. I had a good time sharing with you. And I'll see you soon. Bye.